Brazil is beautiful. Brazil is wild. Brazil is untamed. Brazil is a country full of butterflies and other wildlife. Every day you can go outdoors and see amazing species that blow your mind. This is why I decided to come to Brazil to study insects. You see, I am an aspiring entomologist that studies butterflies and moths, and I collaborated with a natural reserve in Brazil named Regua, Reserva Ecológica de Guapiaçu, and they allowed me to work together with their butterfly scientists. And today we are going to do an expedition into the forest to look for butterflies. I am very excited because of this, because I am passionate about butterfly conservation, and I'm really happy that my channel is now contributing to the conservation of butterflies in Brazil, and that I get to learn from professional entomologists. And today I'm about to do an expedition to study the native butterflies of the Brazilian Atlantic rainforest with two professionals who will lead me around and show me some of the most interesting spots for the local butterfly species. Along the way, pictures and information will be collected if we find anything remarkable. It will be used for the development of books, websites and scientific research. Are you ready for a butterfly expedition in Brazil's Atlantic rainforest? Then get ready, because we are going to see a lot of animals today. Thank you for watching this scientific video, but first, a little bit of information before we go to the forest. Science! Ladies and gentlemen, science! Believe it or not, butterfly conservation is also a big part of natural science. But why stop at butterflies alone? Insects need our help. Did you know that over 40% of all insect species worldwide are declining? This is a massive problem, considering 85% of all species of plants are angiosperms or flowering plants that overwhelmingly, in most cases, rely on insect pollinators. Without insects, we would struggle to feed ourselves. Insects are the primary consumers in most terrestrial ecosystems, and they form the link between plants that can form organic compounds from inorganic compounds to the rest of the ecosystem. Insects are pretty freaking important for our environment and the services they provide. Now, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I always wanted to be involved in the conservation of butterflies and moths. For those of you who are familiar with my YouTube channel know that I am really passionate about these animals. But that I would be a part of contributing to this is something I never would have dreamed of. 7 years ago, when I started this YouTube channel, I was just an enthusiastic young man who really liked insects and was really into biology. I never expected this channel to be so big that I would be invited to do exciting things like travel to Brazil and work with two experienced entomologists and do an excursion to basically investigate the local species of butterflies, because that's what we are doing today. You see, I traveled all the way to Brazil, to the Brazilian Atlantic rainforest, and I joined and I collaborated with a local reforestation and wildlife conservation effort named Regua. Regua is a natural reserve known as Reserva Ecológica de Guapiaçu. Now, Regua invests heavily in entomology. Entomology is the study of insects and any persons who can contribute to the knowledge that we have of these creatures. And it just so turns out that I had the opportunity to work with two very experienced entomologists in the region. Their names are Richard and George. Richard and George are two very experienced entomologists, and this video is going to be special because Richard and George are going to be leading me around in the local area of Brazil. Now, why is this so special? Some of you have probably seen my outdoor videos in which I walk around and I'm trying to look at the butterflies that I can spot. But that's just me running around like a headless chicken, as we say in Dutch. But This time I'm actually being guided by two experts who know the best spots for insects in the area. That means that this outdoor video is going to be of a higher quality. Because I am being led by two people who have worked in the area for over a decade and know exactly the places with the most butterflies here in the area, which I am very curious to see. Our mission today is to document basically anything that we can see, especially if there's some species that are remarkable or maybe very rare. Some of the entomologists that are leading me around today have been photographing butterflies in the area for over 10 years. Both of them are working on a book. In fact, one of them, George, has already published a book about butterflies, and Richard is still working on his book about butterflies. Richard in particular has told me he has photographed over 1,000 species in this area of Brazil for the past 10 years. And still there are species he hasn't photographed yet for the development of his book. It's expeditions like these that support the conservation of butterflies and moths, because we are going to be gathering valuable pictures and information that will be used for the development of books and websites. And of course data that is going to support our understanding of these creatures, some of which are rarely studied and are in desperate need of attention because they are endangered or declining. And today I really had to explain this to you, otherwise you would not be able to understand what exactly is going on in this video and who the people are that you see in the background. Second of all, Richard and George both decided to teach me about butterflies. They're going to talk to me and tell me about the species in the area, because I am totally new in Brazil. This is my first time in Brazil. All the species are totally new for me. And they are teaching me what species they are and how significant they are and what traits to look for. So clearly, this Bart Coppens here, student of the butterflies, is clearly learning from some of the best teachers Brazil has to offer. Anyway, let's proceed.
The guide telling you that they're telling you that you're wasting valuable birding time.
No,
Fucking guide.
no such thing as time waste if you're enjoying it, right? Let me quickly make an intro. Hello everyone, this is Bart Coppens, and today we're going to do a road trip in Brazil looking for butterflies. Hi Richard, you're on camera by the way, I hope you don't mind.
Hi guys.
Richard here knows a lot about butterflies, and we have also George with us, two experts from Brazil. We don't have any particular goal today, we're driving around trying to find nice pieces of butterfly. So let's go.
Yep, take it. Yeah, but morphos like to be more open, and we're too early in the day for them to be, apart from the Helenor. Is it Helenor or is it Achille? I forget which.
Helenor, Achille, because the one Morpholunic.
They lumped and split and renamed and everything. Right, there's something on the ground. No, it's not a leaf. Excuse me. I saw movement and I thought for a moment. But we're a bit early, George. Opened it completely.
Wow, nice forest here though. Although it's clear that many people have been here. It's a nice place. Boom! I spotted something. We are kicking off the day with this unusual looking Hesperid butterfly. I think it's Heliopaetus alana. Heliopaetus alana is mainly found in disturbed woodlands and forest, roadsides, and generally around altitudes between 0 to 1500 meters above sea level. Now this species seems to occur all the way from Mexico to Argentina, which gives it a massive distribution. It's not a rare species, but for me it's unusual to see a Hesperidae that is this white. Interesting. The life cycle of this butterfly seems to be unknown to science at this point. At least I couldn't find any good references, but if you do, please contact me because I would be interested. So, and prepare yourself mentally today for some nice skipper species because it's still early in the morning at this point in the video, and skipper butterflies seem to be active very early in the morning, before most other butterflies. So it makes sense the first butterflies that we spot are going to be skippers. Richard was interested in also photographing this butterfly. He's collecting a lot of photos for the development of a new book about butterflies.
I photographed another one which is very similar.
Many of the photos and observations that are made during this day will be used for the development of actual books, websites and scientific resources, if we find anything that is notable enough. This helps the conservation of butterflies.
This is a beautiful animal. This is one of our most beautiful small skippers. In fact, the open shot there is good.
This is nice. Wow! What is this then? It's a butterfly with an iridescent blue body and brown wings. That is fantastic. It's another species of Hesperidae from the genus Telegonus. I suspect it's the Telegonus thales butterfly. Fantastic. We're getting warmed up.
It's never common. When you come across it, it's generally singles. I don't think I've ever seen it in more than singles. Maybe one.
Yeah, when remember the flowers, the bunch of flowers on the side of
Do you need more pictures?
I might try and get one level.
Okay.
Why don't you get your camera down to the lowest point?
Oh, stop the time. Sorry for pausing the video, but here they are. These are Richard and George. This here is Richard. And Richard is currently developing a book about butterflies in the region. He has photographed butterflies here for over 10 years and has photographed over 1,000 species. Despite that fact, there are so many species in this part of Brazil that even after 10 years, there are still species that Richard still has not managed to photograph. That's how many there are. He is very experienced. This is George Bizarro, and George is a legend when it comes to butterfly research. He is a PhD entomologist in charge of the scientific programs at REGWA, and George currently works as research supervisor for REGWA, Reserva Ecologica de Guapiaçu. George does research in systematics, taxonomy, and the biology of Lepidoptera or entomology. George Bizarro. Sorry for the interruption, we're going back to the butterflies in a minute, but this book, A Guide to the Butterflies of the Cerro dos Argaos, is one of the things that George helped publish. And this, my friends, is a lot of work. Look at the amazing information and pictures that are found in this book. It's absolutely incredible. This book is about the butterflies here in the region in the Atlantic rainforest in Brazil. It's a fantastic book. It makes it really easy to identify some of the butterflies here, and it contains descriptions of their ecology, where they occur in the wild, their biology, their distribution. It's absolutely fantastic, and this is one of the things that George helped develop as an entomologist. Hence, of course, why he is one of the first authors here on this book. And if we flip the book on its backside, we see the Regwa logo. That's right. Regwa invests a lot in entomology, science and research of butterflies and moths. And I'm very happy to be working with these people. Now, let's get back to the video. Just drawing attention to this.
Common one, it's a heavier, whatever, heavier.
This is Eucelacia hygienius, a tiny but cool Rhodinidae butterfly. Alright people, so our first area today is a cute little forest trail here. Let's see what we can find. I'm with two butterfly experts, George and Richard. Both of them have studied butterflies in the area for over 10 years. They can show me all the good stuff and I'm gonna follow them. Let's see. Thank you guys, by the way. If you watch this channel, I love all of you. It's because of you guys that I get the opportunity to go to Brazil and study insect here with experienced entomologists. Let's go. Please note, we are not in Regua today. We are in a place called Cachoeiras de Macaco, a new place for me. So why am I giving Regua credit for this video? Because they sponsor my work here in Brazil, even if I travel to another place. Besides, George is a Regua employee. Slowly I started seeing more and more butterflies, and what I was about to see next I could never have predicted. Get ready, because this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is something they get in the Amazon, in the Andes. This is common. Not even in Laos. And the one which is all orange, and then we've got the one with the pack. It's funny how all of them are only in this spot. Maybe somebody's ever leaked there as well.
Wow. This is amazing.
I'm not sure. I saw a shrike and
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's incredible, isn't it? Here behind me we have a huge amount of butterflies. And they're showing a behavior that's called mud puddling. Most of these are males. See, the funny thing about butterflies is the males in particular need minerals to be able to produce sperm. So along riverbanks in mineral-rich areas, it's possible to see congregations of hundreds of males of butterflies. And that's what we're seeing here in the back. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's incredible. So most of these are periods, but you get the occasional nymphalid in here too. Spectacular range of colors, isn't it? Wow. I never see these small white ones before. Now, I have been told that huge gatherings of butterflies like these are common in the Amazon rainforest, but they are more rare in the place where I am, the Atlantic rainforest. Why this is, I am not sure. Perhaps in the Amazon minerals are more scarce. Huge clouds of butterflies like these are rare in the area where I am, so count me lucky, I guess. It also means I have to go to the Amazon rainforest someday because it's still on top of my to-do list. The Amazon and Atlantic rainforests are quite different. Wow, that's fantastic.
the lemon yellow is a shrike. We've got one or two species of
Well, guys, this is the content you guys wanted, right? Sexy Moth King has done it again. Now I hope they will land on me. That would be nice. Land on me.
That had a grey body with white on, so it's leptophobia, isn't it? Whatever they call it,
That's great, man. Huh? We are back in the car? That's right, we are driving around, looking for cool things to photograph. We are back in the car to go to the next location. So looking from the car and there's butterflies, mud puddling, or should I say piss puddling. There you go. Fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, there's two species of Mariposa. Two species of Mariposa, yeah. I see two different. One is
No, we've definitely got two species of phoebus here, haven't we? We've got the all apricot one, and then we've got.
oh, Butterfly research is an awesome occupation, as you can see. Too bad it hardly pays the bills because they have little economical value, but it's certainly an adventure. Ah, Protelisaus telesilaus spotted, an awesome quackite swallowtail. Its name is hard to pronounce though. Protesilaus Telesilaus sounds like a dyslexic person's nightmare.
These are the banner ones. I'm going to try. Are you getting more pictures?
Yes, it's filming, it's recording right now.
Good. And then
So
once
the
you've
longer-
finished, I'm going to move round to the right and try
Okay.
and get a better shot. But once you, I don't want to disturb
Oh, you can go, you can.
I'm going to move it, turn it round in my hand, okay? Have you
Okay.
got it?
George, you...
It's one I know. I'm not particularly interested. I think we should get up to the Sedai Dam. We might have to try and drive down. I don't really want to because you can.
Oh, that's a really nice butterfly, huh? Want to take a look?
Yeah, this is one that is yellow on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has this species
green
has
one,
this
it's
yellow here.
Telesilaus.
This the other one are white here. See
Telesilaus.
these three areas.
Yeah.
It's yellow. In this.
Okay. Bye bye, friend. Woo.
I will ID it for you.
Okay. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you can spot things along the road here. That's convenient, huh?
It's really nice fruit. And we've got a
Is
number of swallowtails that feed.
Native plant. The entomologists joining me today are George and Richard. And these people have over 10 years of experience of working here doing science. So they work closely with Brazil and the state universities here. And right now, if you want to interview with these two entomologists, then subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to interview them later about their work. But right now we're on a forest trail and oh wow, I think I see a white morpho butterfly right here on the trail, and we have to be careful not to scare it away. But I was just vlogging a little bit and look at that. If I am not mistaken, oh, this one is a bit damaged unfortunately. But this is a Morpho epistrophus. Hey George, Morpho on the ground, epistrophus. So it's nice to have a close-up of this pearlescent animal here. It seems to be feeding once again on minerals on the soil. Here in the rainforest this is a big thing. Butterflies come down to feed from the humid soil and imbibe some of the precious minerals and salts. Now, this particular specimen seems to be a little bit tattered. As you can see, it's missing parts of the wings. When butterflies, when they get older, they tend to lose scales and their wings damage, they rip a little bit apart. But that's fine. This channel is about nature and entomology, and the thing about animals is they're not factory products like your iPhone, your Apple iPhone, that needs everything to be perfect. Animals have imperfections, that's just how nature is. And this is one of the several morpho butterfly species we can find here. It seems to be walking very awkwardly. I wonder if this butterfly is missing a pair of legs, because it seems to be dragging its abdomen over the floor. I think it's missing the hind legs. Yeah, it's an old veteran, I think.
The subspecies in the south is much more marble brown there because it's not feeding. But it should take flight. It should be flying. You know?
Yeah, it was feeding a few moments ago, but now it's stopped. I think it's a really old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
They leave room. The footprint of.
I wonder if I can take it with my hand.
That's the footprint of racine.
Yep, they don't even care. So this butterfly is very old, people. It lost much of its color. Usually they are much brighter white and pearlescent. But this is an old veteran. As you can see, it's been attacked. There's parts of the wing missing. Let's see. It's still... yeah, it's missing two legs on two sides, I see. Poor morpho. As you can see here, it's It has only 2 legs left, see that? And usually they have here 4 legs, so that's why it was walking so awkwardly. It's missing half of his legs. That's unfortunate. There it goes. I don't think this morpho here is going to live very long. It seems to be old and injured. White morpho. Very beautiful, eh? The treetops. The one we saw earlier was a little bit old and damaged, but this I think is a newer one. There you go. Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just caught what seems to be an enormous damselfly. Look at the abdomen. It barely fits inside of the screen of my camera. This is a type of damselfly that you can find in Brazil. And what's interesting is that these damselflies hunt spiders. These enormous damselflies with huge abdomens, they hover around in the forest and they literally pluck spiders out of their webs. Isn't that absolutely insane? So this is a spider hunter, a spider killer as far as I know. It's fantastic. My God. Look at the abdomen, it's crazy. Now, if you don't like spiders, these things are your best friend. They're literally spider killers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all the insects that I catch are released. Second of all, we are doing a trip for research purposes. I'm here with 2 experienced entomologists from Brazil who are making a checklist of the local species. They have permits to do research and I joined them. We are part of a reforestation and environmental protection project. Especially me and George are affiliated with Regua, an ecological reserve. It's a Reserva Ecologica de Guapiatsu. So I am not just catching these insects for no reason. Second of all, there is educational purpose in these videos, okay? The more people watch this video and are amazed at the amazing insects that we have here in Brazil, the better. Because you can consider this video also to be promotion for the wildlife here and conserving it in the future. So I'm a big fan of insect conservation, and just looking around the area and see what lives here, it helps to do our conservation work, right? Wow, look at it. It's so fantastic. Wow, I am amazed. The abdomen bends too, like this, has segments. So I'm gonna release it now. It looks like it hasn't realized yet that it's free, but you can fly now at any moment. Yeah, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I just caught a beautiful little butterfly that's endemic only to this particular region in Brazil, the Atlantic rainforest. So this is the only place where you can find this butterfly. It is one from the genus Dasyoptalma, and let me tell you what makes it special.
Now, this butterfly you can only find it in the Atlantic rainforest. In fact, if you go to the Amazon rainforest, it's impossible. Yes, the Atlantic rainforest is unique and has many endemic species like this one that you can't see anywhere else. This, my friends, is Dasyoptalma rusina. Dasyoptalma rusina occurs only in southeastern Brazil. Females are brown with a creamy band and males have dark iridescent blue on top of that. They are relatives of owl butterflies and morphos. This owl butterfly is rather diurnal, considering most of his cousins are crepuscular, but it's not uncommon to see Dasyophthalma fly in more broad daylight, although they tend to stick to shaded darker areas. Reportedly, some of its host plants are palms, such as Geonoma from the Araceae family.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the inside of the wings of this butterfly also contains a little surprise. Don't worry, I'm experienced with this. This does not hurt the butterfly. Wow! It's like a small morpho, isn't it? You have to love it. It's like a dream. So the Dasyophthalma butterfly is secretly very colorful on the inside. It has a very intense blue iridescence, but you can only see it under a certain angle, because if you put it like this, you barely see it. You need a right angle against the sun, and you'll have some of the most, wow, the most brilliant blue ever. This is just fascinating, huh? So why are butterflies iridescent in the first place? It's communication mainly. See, butterflies, especially iridescence on the wings of butterflies, it can often polarize the light. And butterflies have rhabdoms in their eyes that can see the difference between polarized and quote-unquote unpolarized light. So the polarization of the color on the wings is like a signal to find a mate and to distinguish their own kind against the background. Especially canopy species of butterflies often have like blue or green wavelengths around them. And then it becomes hard to distinguish a blue butterfly from the background radiation. And therefore iridescence brings a special option. It's like a signal that's specific to their own kind. And it's so beautiful. In some cases, iridescence can also scare away predators by scaring them with a flash of color, but most of the time it plays a role in mate selection and communication. So this is special content, ladies and gentlemen. It's special content. Only in this part of Brazil can you see this butterfly, so I hope you guys enjoy it, because no one else on earth can you find these. So it's a special moment for my channel, eh? Bart Coppens showing you Dasyophthalma. Handling butterflies may rub off some skills, but it doesn't do any long-term damage. Especially if you're experienced with butterflies the way I am. When I handle them, I do not injure or harm them. I know where I can touch these butterflies in a way where it doesn't hurt them. And now I'm going to let it go. There you go, bye-bye. Fantastic, huh? Just a reminder, this is for research and educational purposes. And I'm here with entomologists who have the real credentials. Okay, let's move on.
Please remember, we are not in Regua today. We are in a place called Cachoeiras de Macaco, a new place for me. So why am I giving Regua credit? Because they sponsor my work here in Brazil, even if I'm working in another place. Hey, there's butterflies on the floor. They seem to be interested in the minerals. Judging by the amount of trash and litter, humans visit this place. Thankfully the butterflies didn't seem to care in this case.
Are we allowed to go?
And here we have a Protographium, or some say Neographium acius. Another beautiful papilionid butterfly that is quite skittish and refused to sit still for very long, even while it was mud puddling. Interesting. It is found in southeastern Brazil and Paraguay. Wow! This beauty right here is Mariposa zerinthia. Reportedly, this species occurs at all elevations from 0 to about 2400 meter and occurs in deciduous and evergreen forest. It's primarily a cloud forest insect, which is most abundant up to between about 800 to 1800 meters though, although it's found in every elevation. This Mariposa species appears to be largely brown, but if you look close we will notice the wings have a violet-purple iridescence. Can you see it? It's very subtle. The base of its wings also appears to be silvery white on the underside. Eggs are laid singly on the leaves of trees and shrubs in the family of Moracea, which includes the genus Ficus or figs, Golophora, Brosimum and Artocarpus. Wow, okay, pay attention. This butterfly is silvery blue on the inside. It's very shiny and cute. It has a steely iridescence. I think it's a species of Dinamine. I think it's Dinamine postverta. I am new in Brazil, but I already start recognizing some of the species in the area. I guess I have 2 experienced teachers with me. That helps. This species is found in a wide variety of habitats, including primary rainforest, humid deciduous woodlands, scrubby grasslands, farmlands, and more, at altitudes between sea level and about 900 meters. It's found from Mexico all the way to Argentina and Paraguay. Another huge distribution.
Okay, let's see if there's any butterflies here at the bridge. Oh, it's a nice tree. Great. Okay.
Please remember, we are not in Regua today. We are in a place called Cachoeiras de Macaco, a new place for me. So why am I giving Regua credit? Because they sponsor my work here in Brazil, even if I'm working in another place.
You see one of those crazy large damselflies that I showed earlier. It's hard to keep it in focus, it's moving fast. Yeah, it landed here. I came here for the butterflies, but those giant damselflies are really impressive to see. I hope that footage was enough. It was a bit amateuristic footage. It's hard to film them, they're like a specter in the forest. But it's crazy that they're attracted to the webs of spiders. And if you're lucky, you can see them hover in front of the web and they will pluck the spider out of the web and eat it. They're specialist spider killers. I'm not going to catch this one, but now you can see how they fly in the forest. They like open spaces, like in forest clearings. I don't know if you can see it, it's very hard to see, huh? It's like a ghost, a spectre, it's like a helicopter. There you go. So this one is probably looking for spiders. It's very hard to film it. There you go.
Aha! Hypanartia lete is another impressive species I saw today. This species is found from Mexico all the way to Brazil, and it reminds me of a Vanessa species, to be honest. I was lucky to find it basking with the wings open. Usually they are shy and keep the wings closed. A great close-up of a great species. Oh wow, this I believe to be Eurytides dolicaum, a beautiful swallowtail in Brazil that is a lowland species, found in association with wet primary forest at altitude from sea level to about 400 meters. This species is distributed from Panama, Colombia and Venezuela in the north to Peru and Brazil. As you can see, the males of this one appreciate drinking minerals too.
On this little building behind me, I just saw a really cute little butterfly. Let's check it out.
There was a little building owned by a water purification plant, and on the building there was a beautiful butterfly, Hamadryas amphinome.
Aha, I did it. It's on my hand. Can you see how thirsty it is for minerals? So these butterflies really like the minerals that humans have in their sweat. It's the salts and stuff that they are looking for. So if your skin is sweaty and salty, there's a chance that these butterflies will be okay with sitting on you. At least for a short while. That's pretty cool, huh? No magic tricks here, ladies and gentlemen. They call me the butterfly whisperer.
Very rare. This is something different. This is a thing big. Right, we need to get them.
Oh. Or not. It was worth a try. Cute moment with her wild butterfly here.
And here we see a butterfly that's somewhat rare in the region. I don't think there's many pictures of them available online, or let alone videos of it. It's menander, and the amount of photos and pictures that exist of it are quite limited. That makes this the cherry on top of this expedition. They bask with their wings open towards the sun. I hope you enjoy looking at this blue beauty. This is why I need to travel for my YouTube channel, people. I've always said it. Not much other people are documenting species like this in this video format. I'm one of the only people doing this. This channel is going to have all the unusual species of butterflies and moths from all over the world on it someday, I promise you that.
Very cute one. Yeah, see? Look. Here, oh, it's a nice one. I saw two males were fighting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we see a very large calico owl butterfly, but the lighting is absolute shit, so it's very difficult to get a good quality video here. So I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I should just try and net it, but that's easier said than done, huh? Ah, there it goes. Gotcha. This is a quite damaged Morphoepistrophes once again. Very cool pearlescent wings. It's almost violet pink under a certain angle. Can you see it? It's like a candy wrapper, huh? It's a shame that many of the morphos here have damage from birds. Just goes to show how popular they are as a meal. Anyway, I'm gonna let this one go. Bye. There you go.
Slowly we are starting to go back to the car, but it was an awesome day, wasn't it?
Now that's a fat ass spider. Look at that. Yuck.
Put your hand next to it.
No, I don't put my hand next to it.
Why not? Rocks. They tend to live more on river rocks, if it's the one I can think, if it's the one I know.
I'm not that much into spider, but sometimes they can be pretty.
Yeah.
I see some beautiful orb weavers at Regua with pink.
I think if you don't mess
It's hot.
Right, if the hair sprigs are unusual hair streaks, some are iodinates, I would say those are the three major. And plus, I have an unusual satyr or two up there.
Saturn?
Yeah, satyr. As in satyrs, satyr, what do you call them? Satyrs, isn't it, Joe? Sorry?
Ringlets,
I must be passing it.
yeah, they call ringlets.
Ringlets.
Ringlet types, yes. That's a good word to
It's
describe it.
the brush foot.
Oh, this satire.
Satiridae.
Yes.
Generally.
And I'm back home. Got myself a Monster Energy. And some Doritos. In Brazil, after a lot of sunshine comes rain, so we had a nice sunny morning and afternoon, but in the evening there's always storms, thunder and rain. So let's go.
Yeah, that's what the rainforest is like. So the funny thing about the Brazilian rainforest is that the rain is here consistently. almost every afternoon and evening. The butterflies here have really adapted to living in the morning. If you want to see butterflies here, get out of bed around 7 o'clock. And then you have nice sunny day until like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock it starts to get cloudy. 3, 4 o'clock you start having rain. Later than that sometimes there's storms, rain, 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 rain. But the mornings are often very sunny. So it's funny how the butterflies here in this region have really kind of adapted to making the most of these sunny mornings. I'm back in my lodge. I'm gonna relax. It was a hard working day. Hope you enjoyed this special entomological butterfly hunt. See you next time. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Bart Coppens, and I just came back to the Netherlands after spending almost 7 weeks in the country of Brazil. And some of you guys may be asking, Bart, why are you touching the butterflies? Why are you grabbing them with your hands? Isn't that bad for them? Well, the answer to that is what we're doing is for the purpose of science, okay? So for 7 weeks, I traveled to the country of Brazil, where I worked together with a team of professional entomologists in a natural reserve called REGWA, Reserva Ecológica de Guapiaçu. And this ecological reserve in Brazil invests heavily in investigating the local species of butterflies and moths. And if you don't believe me, let me show you this. Okay, here we see the REGWA logo, Reserva Ecológica de Guapiaçu. This is where I worked. So what does REGWA do? REGWA deforests deforested lands, it preserves the Atlantic rainforest, but it also heavily invests in publications about the local species of insect. And if we see here, there's literally thousands and thousands of pictures of the local species of butterfly, as you can see. So REGWA invests in the production of books, websites and more media that educates people and inventorizes the local species of fauna when it comes to insects. And the thing is, it's impossible to identify a butterfly if you don't catch it. Sometimes you have to see the upper side of the wings. None of the butterflies are hurt, all of them are released back into the wild. They may have a little bit of stress, but it's harmless to them and it's for science. And now I can truly say that my YouTube channel is actively contributing to the conservation of butterflies and moths. And it's something I always wanted in my life. I always wanted to contribute to butterfly conservation. And the amazing thing is it happened. So in collaboration with REGWA, we are doing excursions into the wild to study the local species of butterflies, to write down what species we see at what time of the year, and this data will be used for their conservation in collaboration with REGWA. If you want to learn more about REGWA, find out about my channel. Last but not least, I want to say that this collaboration is only possible because of your support. My flight tickets to Brazil, my cost of staying in Brazil, my whole journey was paid for by my fans. My trip to Brazil was paid for by my fans. And I'm not saying this to brag or to show off. I'm not trying to be, oh, I am Bart Coppens and my vacation is paid for by my YouTube followers. The reason that I am telling you is to make you understand, you see? There is one very important thing that you should know. And that, my friends, is that my YouTube channel is completely, utterly and permanently demonetized by YouTube. When I upload a video, I don't make a single dollar from it, not a single cent. I'm basically doing all of this work for free. And that's why I have crowdfunding, you see. The thing is, I am not here on YouTube to become rich. But I can't afford going to Brazil to the rainforest and film butterflies there without financial support. Otherwise, I would be paying for all of it myself, and financially that's very difficult to do if you're not making an income on YouTube. And therefore, at the end of my videos, I have to ask my viewers, if you like the video, if you like the show, if you believe in my work, then please consider tipping or donating to my channel. All the donations that I make online, all the funds I raised, are used for the conservation of butterflies and moths. In fact, I paid the Natural Reserve Regua money to stay there, and the money that I pay to stay there is used for the conservation of the environment and contributes to their research programs that protect the wildlife there. So I can now officially say that my YouTube channel is right now contributing to the conservation of the rainforest and the conservation of butterflies. And all of that through donations, otherwise it would not be possible. Of course, I am not entitled to anything, and you don't have to give me anything, okay? It doesn't make you any less of a viewer if you don't. I understand not everybody is willing or able to. We live in troubling financial times. There's a recession, there's a war, there was a pandemic. Some people cannot pay their bills. Help yourself before you help others. But if you believe in what I do, if you are maybe a little bit wealthy and you can afford it, and you really like my videos, you can help me financially. And the money that I raise online is used for stuff like flight tickets, but also experiments for insect breeding. I'm somebody who discovered a lot of new things about insects that nobody else has discovered, including life cycles of insects, but also videography, filming and photographing insects that are rarely filmed and photographed, and I'm one of the only person doing this on the internet on such a big scale, in front of an audience of almost 30,000 people. I don't think there's anybody doing something similar to what I am doing, not on this scale and level. So, of course, people are not completely altruistic. And it gives you a nice feeling to help somebody else on the internet, even if it's a random YouTuber, knowing that all the donations used by the channel are used for the protection and conservation and documentation of butterflies and moths. But the question is, what do you get for it in return? And that's actually a good question, because you see, the people who donate to my channel also receive some rewards in return. And one of the ways to donate to my channel is buying a subscription on Patreon. Patreon is a subscription-based crowdfunding website. And the people who buy a higher tier of subscription to my channel receive rewards that I custom made myself. If you've been subscribed to Patreon to one of the higher tiers for over 3 months, you'll start receiving gifts, including some of which I developed myself personally using my own pictures. Let's take a look inside. This is a mail from Patreon that I got today. There you go. Let's see what it is. And if you are subscribed to my Patreon, you will receive tiny gifts like these as well. Oh, look at that. It's a moth sticker. Okay, let's unpack it just to show you. So I made this sticker all myself. I developed it myself. See, this is my picture of an African silk moth, a Lobobunea. Isn't it fantastic? And this is a tiny sticker. You can take it off and you can paste it, for example, well, anywhere you want to, in your room, I don't know, on your agenda. And people who are subscribed to my Patreon will receive gifts like these. Here's another one. If you're a higher tier, it sends you t-shirts, mugs, posters, cards, cool stuff like that. For example, here is a mug, a Patreon reward, and it has a silk moth on it and a pink spirit moth, a very rare moon moth. It's pink, it has tails, it's a moth from Asia. And I developed this mug myself. So, higher tiers on my Patreon who donate to my channel support my channel and allow me to continue making videos. And on top of that, you'll receive fun rewards in return that I personally designed. Isn't that a win-win situation? And you are helping us develop books about butterflies, studying them in the wild and documenting them for social media. Anyway, this was Bart Coppens. Hope to catch you in my next video. I'm back in the Netherlands. It feels very cold here after spending so much time in a rainforest. But I have a lot of cool videos coming up. See you soon. Thank you to all who donated. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I apologize, really. I'm sorry. Sorry for the internet begging / fundraising, folks. It's hard to pay the bills making thousands of YouTube videos without financial support from YouTube. YouTube has demonetized my whole channel and they still refuse to tell me why. I hope you forgive me, dear viewer. I know that many of you enjoy my videos on a regular basis. And if you do, I hope you realize it's the fundraising that I do that keeps this channel alive, so that you can enjoy more of my videos. Even if it comes off as repetitive or annoying, I put in a massive amount of work, time and resources in my videos, and I need to make it back, or at least a small part of what I'm spending to make it sustainable to keep going. Otherwise, I cannot continue and cannot afford to continue making YouTube videos. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. The good news is that my channel invests in reforestation, educating the public about the beauty and importance of insects, conservation of the Brazilian Atlantic rainforest, butterfly conservation and researching native species of silk moths. And all the funds I raise online are used to support that mission. On top of that, all the funds I raise online are used for video production, filming equipment, rearing experiments and travel costs like flight tickets and train tickets to find places with unique species to film for you. I am the owner of the biggest butterfly and moth YouTube channel that currently exists, and perhaps I am one of the biggest lepidopterists on the internet right now in terms of exposure and how many people watch and visit the things I make. But still, it is not enough. With your support we can document, study and raise awareness for endangered butterflies and moths, and document species that are hardly ever documented. I believe in videos because videos are a very powerful tool, allowing people from all over the world to experience these creatures in high definition, even if they are not privileged enough to travel the world to see them with their own eyes. I can offer them the experience. And with your support, we can take this to the next level and document the wildest, craziest and most colorful species in the world, while helping conservation projects like Regua at the same time, calling attention to conservation and forest restoration. That's a win-win-win if you ask me. Consider joining the Bart Coppens army today. Over 100 people have already done so. It's possible to help via Patreon, PayPal, Ko-Fi and many other ways in the description. Anyway, ciao ciao, I appreciate everybody watching my show. Hope to see you next time.
Wow. Now this, my friends, is a lot of butterflies, isn't it? Here in Brazil, the butterflies are drinking minerals from the soil. Especially the males in particular need salts. Yeah, fantastic.
It's a shame it's a common species. I want the whites.